What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video we have this beautiful 2014 Audi RS7 to show you guys today. And I just want to give you guys a full tour, review, and walk around of this RS7, talk about its cool features and its performance data. Now this RS7 was actually provided to me by Arlington Auto Group in the Washington DC area. They provided me with the Macan Turbo and the BMW M5 that I showed you guys earlier. So just want to give a huge thank you and shout out to them. I'll go ahead and put their contact info in the description box below. But regardless, this is my first experience with an RS7 in general, and I'm really excited to show you guys how amazing this car is. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get on started. So like I said, this is a 2014 Audi RS7. This is the C7 body style of the A7 RS7 platform. It debuted in 2013, I believe, and this was the first year of the RS7 here in the US. And right up front, obviously, you have this really aggressive front fascia with the all-black Audi grille and the chrome surround that looks really good. You have the full LED headlights. These are one of the most beautiful headlight designs I've seen. You can see the LED indicators and the three LED high and low beams right there. Moving along from the front of the RS7, there is one cool feature I want to show you guys. These are air ducts right here to feed cool air into those massive brakes. This is a Daytona Grey metallic car, similar to my B9 S5 actually. It is complemented by these gorgeous 5-spoke wheels and the massive RS7 6-piston brakes. I believe carbon ceramics were an option on later years, but these are more than sufficient in my opinion, and they look amazing with the wavy rotors as well that supposedly help with shaving a little bit of weight off. One thing I like to point out about this RS7 in particular is that it does have a set of H&R spacers on it. I'm not actually sure what millimeter they are, but they definitely look like a 20 millimeter or something like that. They fill out the arches really nicely. And if we move along the side of the RS7, obviously the A7 in general is the coupe, 4-door coupe version of the A6, so it has that sloping roof line, and the RS7 is complemented by these chrome mirror caps and the chrome mirror or the chrome window trim surround as well. Coming to the rear end of the RS7, you can see these massive oval exhaust pipes. Those are an RS Audi trademark, and then the full LED tail lights as well. I'll go ahead and activate those so you can get a quick look. Very nice. You have the RS7 badge, and then if we take a quick look at the tailgate, this is full power. And because this is the Sportback, obviously you have a nice wide opening for large items, a lot of storage capacity. And then if we take a quick look underneath, there is the subwoofer, I believe, and some storage as well. But really nice carpeted back there, and the rear seats do fold flat, so we'll go ahead and demonstrate that when we get to the rear seat. And then once you're done, you can go ahead and press the button. Like I said, full power tailgate. And the last thing on the rear of the RS7, this spoiler is deployable. I believe it goes up automatically at 70 miles an hour or so, and there's a button on the inside to do that as well. We'll go ahead and demonstrate that when we get to the interior. In the rear of the RS7, greeted by some nice carbon fiber inlays on the door panel, aluminum door handle, and some stitching on the armrest and the Bose sound system as well. You even have the RS7 kick plates on the rear. And then the seats themselves have this beautiful quilted leather stitching. And then they fold flat, like I said earlier, so you can just pull that lever. And actually sitting in the back seat of the RS7, I do have the front seat moved up just a little bit. Leg room and headroom is not very generous, but you do have some climate controls back here. This is for the temperature and heated rear seats, and obviously the vents and everything that accompany that. And as you would expect in the passenger seat, it's more of the same. Carbon fiber inlays, stitching on the armrest. The front seats are even better looking than the rear in my opinion. Beautiful buckets with the quilted stitching as well. Full power obviously, and then the thigh extension. So let's go ahead and hop in the driver's seat of the RS7, and before we do so, I just want to show you guys the key. Here's the key fob, pretty standard Audi key of the time. You have the RS logo on the back and some piano black trim. And if we go ahead, and one thing I do want to show you guys is obviously this does have the frameless windows, so that's a pretty signature trademark of the A7, and it looks beautiful. And then similar to the other doors, obviously you have the same trim, carbon inlays, and you have the two-person memory for the front driver's seat. Let's go ahead and start up the RS7. So it is push button ignition, so all you have to do is put your foot on the brake and hit the button down here to start. So let's go ahead and pop the hood of the RS7 and talk about its best feature, obviously, which is the engine. So this is a 4-liter twin turbo V8. It has 560 horsepower and 516 foot-pounds of torque. It's connected to an 8-speed automatic transmission. It does 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, I believe. This thing is an absolute monster. And the engine bay is beautiful. Obviously, you have the red RS coloring on the engine cover. In 2016, Audi introduced a facelift for this car and gave way to the RS7 Performance with 600 horsepower and 560 foot-pounds of torque. You can easily tune these things to over 800 with just a stage 2 intake and downpipe combination, but even in stock form, this car is incredibly fast. With that being said, let's go ahead and shut the hood and hop back on the inside. So inside the RS7, as you can see right in front of you, you have this really nice 3-spoke sport design steering wheel. This does not have the flat bottom like some other RS7s of the era do, but you do have a heated steering wheel instead, which you can activate with this button. So if it doesn't have a flat bottom, it most likely has the heated steering wheel. And then right in front of you in the instrument cluster, these are the days before the Audi virtual cockpit, but you can see you have a nice little full color helper screen in the middle that does show a lot of nice information. Does have a lot of similarities to the virtual cockpit with the the tabs at the top that you can cycle through, but obviously is missing that full screen display capability. Moving to the center console, you can see the 7-inch, I believe, full color navigation. Obviously this is a little bit older now, it's 2014, but you can see still has some nice map data. And the most important thing is that you can control it with this little dial down here. You have your shortcuts for the various menus and such. And then if we go to the car menu, which is important for the RS7, you can see you have the drive select. You can go through your various driving modes, individual, dynamic, auto, and comfort. And then for the car systems, if we actually press down on that button right there, you can see brings up various vehicle settings, servicing and checks and stuff of that nature. You have your HVAC controls right there. Gear selector, if we go ahead and put the car in reverse, you do have full 360-degree camera. You can cycle through them with the button down here. Very, very nice. Put it back in park. This is the dial right here for, entering navigation. You can actually draw letters on this pad as well, which is very, very cool. Volume knob, this is your next track and previous track buttons, and then obviously the full array of buttons for controlling the MMI. And like I said, on the outside, this button right here is to control the rear spoiler, so we'll go ahead and put it up manually. And then taking a quick look at that on the outside. Very, very cool. But that basically concludes the interior tour of the RS7, so we'll go ahead and press the stop button to turn it off and conclude the tour. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this tour and walk around of this beautiful 2014 Audi RS7. Like I said, huge thank you and shout out to Arlington Auto Group in the Washington, D.C. area for lending me this car. This car is actually for sale, so if you're interested in it, like I said, I'll have their contact info in the description box below. But if you did enjoy this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more cool content coming very soon. And I'll catch you in the next one.